I want to thank you for taking the time to check out this video segment. I know, this session was actually inspired by a conversation I was having here just the other day with a couple colleagues, Phil Mutry, Rick Thompson. And what was amazing is we were talking about Steve Jobs, and we were talking about Apple and what had happened. And one of the things we got to thinking back to Phil Mutry's success. Just to give you a perspective today, as a result of some of the strategies put together with what we've shared with him and working together, he's built a subscriber list of somewhere near 500,000 people. Retired from his other job, or he let his other business go. He started teaching these principles to his brother, who fired his boss, and now works full-time online. And I know that's a highly above average example, and let me just say, for an average person, that's just not going to happen. However, I think there's a lot of learning lessons here that we can take from it. Phil, maybe like you, maybe like me. Phil had struggled for his first 6 months online. I believe after about 6 months, if I remember the numbers correctly, he had earned a grand total of commission checks of somewhere around $5.45 or something. He was ready to quit, in fact. And then we started working more together. He stumbled across our coaching and our mentoring type programs, and the results have been just staggering for him since he put the principles in place. And most importantly, he applied what we showed him how to do. And we got into this conversation about Steve Jobs, though, who a lot of people revere as one of the leading innovators in the world, and he is. And he's actually one of my heroes, like a lot of people. And I'm just so amazed at what he's been able to do and what he's been able to accomplish, and most importantly, the legacy he's been able to leave. And it's a fine example of what happens when you go out and put value in the marketplace, and what it can do and what it can mean for you and your business. Because so many times I think as business owners we get hamstrung or caught up in chasing the dollar. And I know even Steve Jobs, he talks about some of the mistakes and some of the critical lessons that he's learned in his life. I mean, he is someone who's swirled in controversy over the years. I mean, I don't know if you know the story, but he was either fired or he resigned from Apple some time ago due to controversy, not being able to get things done, and all these different things. He ultimately, and the company at that time was on the verge of amazing success, and then he left, and basically the company crashed. He came back to the company, and the company, swooned and profited and was amazing. And most of the innovations he gets credit for, and he's one of the first people, I believe, to tell us, is that the success of the company has been a team effort. And with that, I want you to think about your business and the new economy, if you will, and new innovations in your business. First of all, think about what value do you provide in the marketplace. And if you stop and think that the value you provide in the marketplace isn't something that drives you, is fulfilling, is something that you're excited about, guess what? You can change. One of my colleagues, Joe Paula, says in order for a breakthrough to happen, you've got to break something. Maybe you've got to break something in order to have that breakthrough. But imagine and think about how much our lives have been impacted by a simple device that he had created a handful of years ago. It's transformed communication. It's transformed business. It's transformed our ability to operate. Basically, simply with Apple, if you don't know the whole story, I know back in the early 90s, I had a chance to get one of my first Apple laptops. And I remember a business that I was running in the health club industry way back then. I had a programmer from Apple who programmed a custom designed software that we had that had custom designed sales training courses that we built right into the platform. Unfortunately, the business didn't work out. And as a result of building a smart model, when we couldn't afford to pay our bill anymore on the monthly billing cycle, the software cut off, and we weren't able to access it, nor could we have our members access it anymore. And you think about business and how you can create a model to create what's called a pane of disconnect. So number one lesson is value. What can you create? Number two is how can you create a pane of disconnect? Now coming back to what Apple has done is they took this simple communication device now years and years ago, right, and called it the iPhone. When the iPhone came out, and they only gave one company, they created exclusivity in the marketplace. They only allowed you to get it from AT&T. So if you weren't on an AT&T plan, you could not get the phone. So that left you one of two choices: either not have the iPhone or become an AT&T subscriber. Well, I can tell you that up to that point, I had been a Sprint customer for years and years. And what ended up happening, I was in love with the iPhone. And in fact, I got it as a gift. And so what I had to do, though, is I had to switch my service, of which I did. And I got the phone. I have to tell you that, well, I don't want to use the name and exactly what happened, but let me just say after a few short months of frustration because the phone didn't work properly, not the phone, physical phone, but the service in my particular area, and I know it was probably a glitch only in this particular area, but it was dropping call after call after call after call. And I just couldn't take it anymore, so I actually went back to the other service and stopped using the iPhone. Can you relate to that a little bit? But that was my choice. And guess what? There are a lot of people who absolutely fell in love with the iPhone and started using it, started putting their contacts in it, started doing applications. In addition, Apple, also around the same time, basically created an open source vehicle where people could go out and create these applications virtually for free, put it on their platform, and make them available to people like you and I. And people started using them. I had a friend of mine who this conversation was stimulated from as well, Eric Stafford. And he told me over the last 4 years approximately, and I might get the numbers wrong, but he said he's downloaded approximately $7,000 worth of songs over the last 4 or 5 years at $1 a piece. 7,000. Think about that for your business model. So basically there was a communication device created that you could only get it at one place at the time, which is AT&T. Then over time, what happened? They came out with a new version, new updated version that allowed you to do more things, was higher gigs, worked in more areas because of the updates. Then they came out with another version. They came out with another version, right? They updated the service. And just about every time what happened is people fell in love with it. They developed an obsession and an amazing affinity to this product. And that led to some other things. Well, number two, what did they do next? In addition to creating the open source for applications and making them available in an easy way for you and I to put them on our phone, in most cases, either at no cost or very low cost rates, they then opened it up to other phone companies like Verizon. And Verizon's well known. And guess what? Now what they have done is they've shifted the market share. Now guess what? The phone costs a whole lot less too. Now recently they opened it up to Sprint and made the phone available there. They've captured more market share. And here's my thought process, and I don't know this is 100% accurate, but my thought process is here's what they're basically figuring now, is they're basically almost giving the phones away for almost nothing. You know, it's very low price compared to where it was years ago. And they're going to put you into the service plan that you're already accustomed to capture that market share. But what they figure, number one, is the application models, how much money will they generate in additional revenue as a result of making these platforms available through the application. Number two, they have a pretty good idea now with history to know that if you get an iPhone, it's highly likely you're probably going to get another device like an iPad. Call that an upsell. So this might be the lead-in product, which now is getting close to being free for people or very low cost entry-level product. Knowing that over time, because of the involvement mechanisms, the other applications that are low cost, you probably may want to upgrade to an iPad, which then ultimately leads to many people switching their computers from, say, a PC to using the Apple. Think about that business model and what that could mean for your business. So again, coming back, what value can you create in the marketplace? Number two, how can you create pain of disconnect? Where you could offer something for a low cost of entry or free and get them so excited about the experience of your product that they start using it. And maybe there's complementary other things that you utilize. And then number three, what other ancillary products that you could either create yourself or work with or team up with other people and complement what they do to create a winning, profitable experience, not only for you and your business, but also the end consumer. Because think about it. Does a customer win with using the iPhone today? I say yes. Does Apple win? Yes. Does AT&T win as a result of having this large market share that they've captured because of it? Yes. Does Verizon now win as a result of working and teaming with them? Yes. Does Sprint likely win with them? Yes. So they're creating all these win-win models, and do the product developers of the applications that are basically creating these low-cost free applications, making them available to you and I. Is that a win-win for people? Yes. How can you look at your business in a similar fashion and create that type of an environment, experience, and model? So that's it for today. Here's what I'd like to ask you to do, though. I'd love to get your ideas. We're looking for other people to team up with ourselves. So here's what I'd like to do. If you've got a business idea that you think could capture a large market share, complement what we do. See, we've got a resource team of programmers, marketers, media people, I mean, advertisers, TV, radio, all these different arenas that we've been able to get involved in and play in. We're looking for teammates, or we'll call them partners. I'll use that term in a very loose way, that if you've got a business idea that we think is a winning idea, could we partner up together and go out and capture more market share, help more people, inspire and develop, cutting-edge technologies, services, and products? I say yes. So if you've got a winning idea, here's what I want to challenge you to do. Is I want you to send your the concept of your idea. I understand about non-disclosure. So if you've got a winning idea, give us a snapshot of what that idea might be. Put your name and follow-up information and fax that idea to 623-907-4720. 623-907-4720. Our team will review it. We'll look to contact you, either one of our staff or if I'm excited about it personally, I may contact you myself. But in exchange for just submitting the idea, because many ideas, probably out of every 10 ideas that come our way, likely one of them may be one that will go, okay, well, let's learn more about this and see how we can team up. I want to extend a gift courtesy to you. If you'll send in your idea, I'm going to give you a choice of one of these 3 books. Number 1, my first book that I wrote way back a few years ago, A Champion in the Making, Awaken a Champion Within Your Life, Business, and Relationship. Be my gift from me to you. Now, if you send in that idea, fax it, put your address, and we'll ship you out a free copy. Or maybe you're a small business owner, you're looking for more business-oriented ideas, we'll send you this book as an option. It's called Bootstrap Business. Again, send in your idea, put your contact information, we'll ship this right out to you as our gift to you for taking the time to even submit the idea and respond. Or number 3, we'll send you a copy of this book. Maybe you're more excited about learning internet marketing strategy. This actually was created by Phil Mutry, who's become a superstar online. Like I said, he generated a list of over 500,000 people from scratch. It's been an amazing, amazing ride. He simplified the process to show average people, ordinary people, how to win online. And so just let us know which of the 3 you'd like, and we'll ship out one of these to you as our gift to you for submitting your idea. So I want to thank you for taking the time to be with us on this episode. We look forward to helping you reach your goals, and we'll see you soon. Take care.